Hello, everybody. The host of the Wrestling Diaries, Mitchell Ruland. This is the podcast show for the average Joe, where we talk to people from everyday society about the things that they're wrestling with, the things they're struggling with, the good and the bad, and how they can inspire themselves and inspire other people hearing their stories, because struggle is humanity and it's beautiful. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Overcast, Radio Public, or Radio FM, I think it is, Overcast, and a host of other podcast platforms to check us out, to follow us, like, subscribe. Also on YouTube, follow us there, share our content, and let's try to help make the world a better place. We have the Yocums on. Am I saying your last names right?
Yes, the Yocums.
And so I'm going to give a rundown for everybody listening or watching this. They are this really awesome family from Central Florida that had a really cool, inspirational video go viral about the dad adopting the daughter, and it's really sweet. And they wanted to be on the show, and here they are, and they're going to tell their story and the things they wrestle with. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being on the Wrestling Diaries.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going really awesome. So we have Drew, Ashley, and Arian. Yocum. Yocum, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Dwight. You're not related to Dwight Yocum, are you? The country music singer?
All the time.
Guitars and Cadillacs. Nice. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Now, Drew, I think are you ex-military? You were in the Marines or something like that? Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes. I did 8 years in the United States Marine Corps. Had a great time serving our country, and after I exited the Marine Corps, we decided to move here to Florida to help take care of our 85-year-old grandmother, and we just made this our permanent home. We're originally from Indiana.
Okay, cool. That's so sweet that y'all came all the way from Indiana to come take care of your. I mean, it is. I don't know a lot of people that would do that. I know Matt wouldn't do that. I'm kidding, Matt. But
it really sucks that we had to move to Florida to accomplish that.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah.
Do you like a nice Sunshine State?
Yeah, it's beautiful there. So, but do you like living in Florida better than Indiana, or is that something you can't talk about? You don't want the family.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay.
There.
That's really cool. And so this is Ashley Yocum. How did you two meet? Y'all met in Indiana, obviously. How did y'all get together?
We met at church, and my daughter, Arian, at the time was only 2 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So single mom, 2-year-old, met at church. And so that's how it all began.
Okay. So how did, what drew you to each other? Who made the first move? I got to ask this. I love romantic stories.
Ashley did.
Really?
I was chasing him for a while.
She was like, oh my gosh, there's Thor. I just found Thor.
No, he looked nothing like that, actually. He was a little scrawny, like long, skinny, scrawny thing. And he came walking into church, and, he obviously you're going to see him because he's 6'6". And so he's just walking down the aisle, getting ready to sit down with his family that all sits up front at church, even though they're all like 6'6".
Oh, no.
You can't see past him. So everybody knows the Yocum family. But anyways, that's when we kind of met there, and I chased after him, and it's just the way it began.
The rest is history.
He played hard to get.
How long have y'all been married?
So 10 years
almost,
going on.
Yeah, almost 10 years. 9 years and 10 months.
So, yeah.
Okay, congratulations on that. That's a heck of a milestone, right?
Thank you.
It's great too because you all, and I mean I don't know you all very well or at all, but as far as I can tell, you seem very lovey-dovey and very energetic with each other. And after being together for 10 years, a lot of people can't even say that. Even people that love each other, they just I guess you're all very bright and sprightly. That's good.
Yes, we love to be do things like outdoors and do things together as a family. Yeah. That's probably we enjoy being together.
Yeah. So what do y'all do in Florida now? What's your profession and what are y'all into? Obviously, you're not in the military anymore.
Right. Yeah. I am a manager of a roofing and construction business. I got into that about 6 months after we moved down here, and so I just I didn't mean to fall in that occupation, but I had an opportunity that presented itself, and I took it and ran with it, and I actually enjoyed it. So I do the sales and marketing and the production side of things.
Cool. That's really awesome. And then y'all also are like really big in. Say at first I thought y'all were like when I first met Ashley in Florida. I thought that y'all did something like you did professions in fitness, like y'all ran gyms or.
Yeah, well, I'm a personal trainer, so we've always wanted to open a gym, but it ended up that he started a business,
right,
with the roofing and such. And then Arian stays busy with she plays beach volleyball, travel volleyball,
and indoor
volleyball,
nice,
and homeholder, school volleyball,
yeah,
everything. So
family of athletes
and
basketball. So she's.
I feel like I gotta do more. I'm not doing enough physical activities, Matt. They're working out and roofing and playing volleyball.
Yeah, we've been into the fitness. We've been into the fitness thing. I mean, obviously, me being in the Marine Corps, I had to stay in shape and everything, and then that just kind of motivated Ashley to be in the gym with me, and we got pretty heavily into it. Probably a couple of years after we got married, we moved to Texas, and Texas was a huge fitness state, like Florida is. Florida is a huge fitness state as well.
Yeah.
So I did a competition in Texas just for the fun of it, and Ashley kind of followed along and kind of motivated her to be in the gym, and it's just something that we all enjoy. And now we actually all three go to the gym together.
Yeah.
So
it's our family time.
Yeah. That's good.
Kind of
that's a good thing. I wish more families did that. It's healthy. It's fun. You can be competitive with each other. It's really awesome. Now, when you, Drew, when you said you competed, do you mean like professional bodybuilding competed?
Yeah. So it was the amateur level. If I would have kept going with it, I had the opportunity to move up into what they call the IFBB Pro. But I did the amateur circuit is actually called the NPC. So you do NPC, and then if you get qualified, you can go ahead and compete in a pro show. I didn't go that far. I just wanted to do one just to kind of push myself and motivate myself during that period of time in my life. So I did it for the fun of it, and I actually, at the same time that I was getting ready for this competition, Ashley was training and meal prepping with me and dieting with me. And I can't believe still to this day that she did not step on stage, with me as well, because she looked phenomenal. So, but yeah, we just kind of got into the fitness thing and we kind of stuck with it. I mean, we still do the, eating healthy now, working out, staying in shape. And so it's fun.
Yeah. We enjoy it.
It's fun for us.
Ashley, you haven't competed in bodybuilding, have you?
I'm too scared. To get on stage. I'm like, I know I don't seem like a shy person, but I really am. If I was put on stage, I would probably wet myself.
That'd be something crazy, man. Can you imagine that, Matt? Somebody comes on stage and they look real good. They're muscular, tan, and they just pee. Just pee everywhere.
I'm sure it's happened.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we could Google it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So now, obviously, earlier, Ashley, you said when you first met Drew, Arian was 2 years old. So obviously, she's not his biological daughter, but she is his daughter because he adopted her. And then you guys, when you officially adopted her, you did like this sweet little thing where you got her a backpack and you had the papers in there, and she didn't know, and she's pulling socks out. She's like, "Oh, socks! I love it." And then it's like, "Oh, the papers," and then her jaw just drops. So.
The backpack was actually from her volleyball team. So none of the team had actually gotten their backpacks yet. And on her backpack was written her last name, Yocum. And she was supposed to see that at the beginning of the video, but it worked out that she didn't.
I'm just oblivious.
And instead, she didn't pay attention. It was just, she thought that she was just showing off her new backpack for the team and that she was the first one to receive it. So that's how that began. And then later on, she found the paperwork.
Took me a while though, but it's okay.
Yeah. So Arian, when you take me through like how all that happened. So you're sitting down and it was how old were you turning? 12? Your 12th birthday?
I was 12. I just turned 13 August 7th.
Okay. I see. And so you're sitting down, he's giving you presents, and you have this backpack, and obviously you're excited about the backpack in itself, right? And then what happened? Take me through it. Like you're opening it and...
I didn't really get it at first because my mom walked into my room and she was like, "Hey, put on your volleyball stuff because like we're gonna do like a video like of you just opening all of your stuff." And so I actually needed new socks and knee pads because mine were old. Like, not gonna lie, like they were really old. So I was like, okay, well that's fine. So I sat down and I started pulling them out like normal. And I actually saw the papers, but I didn't say anything because I didn't read them because I didn't feel like reading them. Like I literally just like like I thought that they were papers because you know how like it's kind of like a receipt. I don't know why I thought like it would just be like a receipt or something. So I kind of just like pushed it off to the side, and I think I got it out and I put it on the table, and I literally didn't even read it. I literally got it out and I placed it on the table and kept on going. And when like I said like the adoption papers, like I freaked out because we were gonna do it for my 10th birthday, but it's expensive, and he wanted me to have like the right, so I get the right to like say like if I want to or not, because the age is 12, that you get to like say if you like agree with it or not. But all the other ages, like it's just like you kind of have to say yes. So he wanted to make sure that I had a right.
That's so freaking sweet, Drew, too, because I mean, you got to know, even at the earliest age, she's already daddy. You're my daddy. It's like a go, but that's such a gentleman thing for you to do, man. Super gentleman thing for you to still want to get her to have her say in it, and that's super cool. So you saw the adoption papers, and then what's going through your head, Arian?
I was like.
You're shocked, right?
I was like shocked. Like I didn't have any like any words when I started there. I didn't have any words. I literally just sat there and I was like,
I love it because
I didn't know
your
what
mouth is hanging open, and then the backpack falls down all awkwardly. It's so funny.
No, I didn't mean for my bag to fall. Like when I like
perfect.
looked at it, I was like, that looks like one of those cringy videos where like the bag falls and I just like dropped the bag. I don't know. It just like, but then I was like, oh wait, it's fine. Like no, I wasn't even like paying attention to the bag, I guess. I don't know. But I was really shocked. Like I didn't expect that, like, because she just like completely chill with it. So I really didn't think anything of it. But when I opened it, I got so excited so fast, and I was like freaking out.
I'm not very good with surprises, so she's saying like, I didn't.
I called my friend and I was like, bro, come on, like we need to celebrate. And I went over
come on, bro.
We went over to her house and we like got pizza and stuff. Yeah, we had to.
That's so awesome. And I'm assuming that whose idea was to do the video? Was it Ashley or Drew's?
It was actually Ashley's idea to do the video. And like Arian said, she thought she was just getting a new backpack with, some new volleyball stuff in it. And she was, like she said, she was going to be the first one to kind of show it off to the team. And when we were doing the video, the video is the lighting isn't the best and all this and that. The reason why is because we just took the video just to show our family, like, oh my gosh, Arian was so surprised and yada, yada, yada. So, when we posted it and, news channels caught wind of it somehow. And then, there's companies reaching out to us about, hey, we'd like to share your story. It was it threw us completely off guard because we were just meaning for this video to go out to our family and like, look what just happened. But instead, it went out to the whole entire world, and we got people. Now we have over 20 million views on our video, on our Facebook video, and I think at one point over like 4 or 5 million on YouTube. So I mean, like it kind of blew us away because we didn't expect it to go that big. We just wanted, we just wanted to make sure our family, caught the surprise and everything, and but it was awesome. It turned out perfect.
Yeah, it did.
It turned out like almost it was staged, but none of it was staged. It was just real. It was just raw video.
Just us.
So.
My teacher actually saw the video, and like called me up, and she was like, "Guys, we have a famous person in our class. Like, come on!" And then I already started watching it, but it's all right. I love her. She's awesome. But she saw it before I even said anything to her. And then I kept her updated with everything, and she was very proud.
It's pretty cool to get the comments that we get supportive from like all over the world. Yeah. I mean, like we look at the comments every once in a while. We haven't for a while, but it's really cool to see because when you look at the comments on there, it's not just, oh, that's what a great story. They're also sharing their own stories and asking questions. How did you do that? How did you adopt? We were thinking about doing the same thing, or a father coming out and saying, I did the same thing with my stepchild, and sharing their story. So it's really cool to read the comments on that video.
That is amazing. Just talking about it, I've got goosebumps. Matt, can we zoom in on my goosebumps? I love stuff like this. And what's great is like, there's nothing better than like, what is it? The accidental fame. Like Drew was saying, like you're just sending it to your family, your friends. It's just for your own personal gratification, and everybody see how beautiful a moment it is between family members. And then it just blows up out of nowhere. But what's wonderful about that is just tell you how powerful it is, right? For it to do that, it has to be a very powerful thing for it to happen that way. And so that's really great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut and we're going to show that video for everybody to see who's watching the actual video on YouTube. And if you're listening to the audio, then pause, go to our YouTube channel and watch the video, and then you can come back to the audio, or you can stay on the video. It doesn't matter. And we'll be right back.
Okay. So here's your bag.
Whoa, that's so cool. Do I open it?
Yeah, I think there's like socks and jersey and something. I don't know. He asked for your sizes and stuff. So
I got knee pads.
I guess they came with the package.
Oh, those are so cool. Oh, I got like everything. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wait, this is like the bottom of the bag.
Is that all of it?
I think so. I don't know. Hold on. I'm checking. That's so cool. It's like Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then here's papers.
What's it say? What's it say?
What does it say?
What's it say?
It says a matter of the adoption of Arian by the Yocum. Adopted?
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about.
Wait, did it happen yet?
Well, so the reason why you have papers in front of you is because, so you know I've been taking kind of a little while on this whole thing. So the reason why I've been taking a little while is because I actually wanted you to have a say. So if I would have done it before you're 12, you wouldn't have had a say. Like you wouldn't have been able to say yes or no if you wanted it or not. It would just been like, I just decided. So I waited until you turned 12. So if you want it, I mean, I love you. You know you're my daughter. And I love you with all my heart. And if you want to do this, then you have to sign.
Yeah, I want to sign.
I've already signed everything. It's done on my end. That's the last paper I need.
Oh, I need to go get a pencil.
I have a pen.
Oh, okay.
I have a pen. I made sure I had a pen.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is what you want?
Yes, for sure.
Come here. I love you. A lot.
My handwriting's really bad, so sorry about that.
So all you have to do is sign the... Where do you sign? Notary right here. So this is Arian Bradley Russell for the last time. So you're going to just sign, and then at the top, your name will be changed to Arian Bradley Yocum, and you will be fully adopted.
Wait, so what do I put right there?
Whatever you want.
Wait, so do I just say?
You can put this name if you want. That'll be the first time you'll be able to write it.
I did it.
And that's it.
Yay!
Arian Yocum. You like
And that's
it?
why your bag says Yocum on it, by the way.
I didn't even notice that.
We had Kale put Yocum on it.
So everybody, that was the video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And if you didn't get to see it, then maybe you could hear it. And it's still a beautiful piece. And yeah, it's something that people should share. It's just, I mean, it's really, you don't see or hear things about like stuff like that. And so I don't know. It's, you know, Drew, when did you feel like that Arian was yours, like your daughter? Like you're like, that's my girl, that's my baby girl. When did that come through for you?
So the first time it really hit me, and really, you know, sunk in. So me and Ashley went to Walmart to grab a couple things.
Shout out Walmart.
Yeah, shout out to Walmart.
Sending me some sponsorships, people.
Yeah, so we were. Yeah, she was little. She was in the cart. We were pushing her around, and right before we left, I asked her. I was like, "Hey, you want to pick out a toy? Real quick." So we would go over to the toy aisle, and she's looking at toys and doing her thing, and then she, I can't remember what happened, but I was at the, a couple steps away from her, looking at some of the toys for her. And she grabbed a toy and said, she said, "Daddy, can I have this one?" And I was like, "Oh," and me at that point in time, me and Ashley had been dating probably for 5 or 6 months. So I had a lot of interaction with Arian, but the word daddy hadn't actually came out of her mouth. And I kind of, before I said anything, I would kind of looked at Ashley and I was like, is that okay if she, calls me that? And Ashley's like, if she wants to call you that, then that's up to up to her. So that's like the first time it really hit me of like, okay,
it's almost like Arian
child
chose you instead of you choosing her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Honestly, that's the first time it actually hit me. It hit me hard because I was just kind of, it's like, am I ready for this? Can I take on these challenges? But yeah, it hit me, and from then on, she has been calling me dad or daddy, and I loved every minute of it. I mean, she really attached to me when we first started dating. She really attached to me. I went over to Ashley's mom and dad's house. We had a card night over there at her mom and dad's house one night with some friends of ours from church, and Arian really attached to me. I mean, she was like trying to sit on my lap during the game and all this and that, and you could tell Ashley was kind of.
She was never like that with anybody else, and I didn't. When I dated, I didn't have them around her too much because I didn't want her to be like confused or anything like that. Yeah. But when Drew came around, it was totally different. And like I said, she chose him, and she was so comfortable with him that she wanted to be on his lap that night, and she wanted to play the game with him over anybody else that night. All of my friends have already known her for, so many years, the couple of years that she was alive, but, just for her to choose him and want to be around him more than anyone else. Like,
it was a good feeling though. It was a really good feeling.
I can't imagine. Yeah. I can imagine just feeling like $1 million on top of the summit, the highest mountain in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't even remember. Yeah.
I was just about to ask you, Arian. I was like, do you not remember the dad toy thing?
No. Yeah, it's probably some like ugly Barbie.
Okay, cool. Have you I guess on your end, Arian, when did you feel like you're like, this is my dad? Absolutely my dad. When did you feel that way about the same stuff that they're saying as well? Or when did you feel it, I guess?
I don't really know. Probably when I was like little, but I don't even remember that. So I can't even tell you that. But probably around when I was like 5 or 6, because that's like when I remember, or no, when he came back from boot camp, he surprised me in my kindergarten classroom, like in front of everybody. And he came in, and that's like kind of like when I like my little peanut brain kind of figured it out. Like,
you don't have a peanut brain. That's me.
Well, when I was 5,
I have the peanut brain.
Yeah, so we do have another video, and it was, it was back when we had the little razor phones, so it's really choppy. But he did surprise her. He came back from boot camp, came into her kindergarten class, and she came running up to him and was like screaming, "Daddy!" and freaking out. And so that's what she's saying was probably when she like felt like that was that was him. That's who she wanted to be.
I almost feel like because she was so young and he came into her life so young and she's still developing, like you're all she knows anyway. So it's just she's like, oh, this is my dad. There's no, or whatever.
I've never said stepdad to anybody ever. I've never been like, oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah, we've never said
that. That would be blasphemy. You couldn't say that. This guy is absolute. I wish he was my dad.
You can have him.
You can have him.
Oh my gosh, you guys are great. So now also you guys have got something going on now where you're actually trying to have another baby, like a baby between the two of you. Tell us about that. What's going on with that? What do y'all got going on? And y'all got a fundraiser to try to raise money for it. What's the deal with that?
So we have been trying to have a child since we were married. But so it's been like 9-10 years. I've had 2 miscarriages. My body just pretty much fights him off. So that when we try to have a child, it just doesn't work between us. And so all these years we've waited and had a few disappointments. And now we just really think that there's just a hole that we have somewhere, and then we just need to be filled. And we feel like that's the baby. And we just, your sister just came out of nowhere. Like she came and visited us here in Florida a few years back and had mentioned like that she wanted to be a gestational carrier for us. And so that was a huge surprise to us. But then she ended up.
Hold on, let me. And I apologize for interrupting you. But for people that don't know, explain what a gestational carrier is for people that don't know what that is.
Okay, so gestational carrier and a surrogate mother are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So a surrogate mother, for example, is where they take a mother that is fertile and she's healthy and stuff, and they take the father's sperm and they implant it into the surrogate mother, whoever is going to be carrying the baby for that couple, right? All right, and then so as far as a gestational carrier, what that means is they take my sperm and they take Ashley's egg and they mix it up in a little petri dish in the lab. They create that embryo, and then they take that embryo and they actually implant it into the womb of the person that's going to be carrying that baby. So in my case, it's going to be my sister that's going to be carrying it for us. So we always get crazy questions like, isn't that incest? Stuff like
some
that.
Stupid questions.
We
like that.
we get kind of some stupid
questions.
weird questions like that. But it's not incest. There's nothing to do with me impregnating my sister or anything crazy like that.
You got to move to Alabama for that, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, everybody in Alabama. Don't come after me. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're from the hills of Indiana, so it's all good.
It's like the same thing.
That's so cool. I love the science behind that. It's just so interesting.
Yeah. And when we first started looking into having another child, we really wanted to adopt. And I am all for adopting. I will still do it, even if all this plays out well and we have a baby of our own. I'm still willing to adopt. And when we started all this process, we were going to adopt a child. Well, when you actually get into the fine print and the nitty gritty of adoption, adoption runs anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000.
If you're wanting
a child that's below the age of 5.
There you go. Yeah.
So we looked at that option. We are still open to that option always. And then we looked into this as far as the gestational carrier, and surprisingly enough, it's at least half the price of the cost of doing an adoption. So you're talking about a $20,000 difference between a gestational carrier and an adoption, which is crazy to us. You would think it would be flipped, but that's So that's why we actually turned around and we started looking at the gestational carrier route, just because of the amount of money we would need in order to adopt. So we just kind of found this as an alternative. And then if God puts it in our lives later down the road to still adopt, we'll be open to that as well. But right now we're trying to go down the gestational carrier route.
Yes.
So did the gestational carrier, did that come from y'all's, your medical doctor? Was that a recommendation when y'all were trying to have a baby, or how did that all kind of play out?
Well, I mean, it wasn't no, not really. It was just because of his sister came and visited, and we were talking about how we couldn't have a baby and such. And then we couldn't just read up on things. And she's like, I wonder if I could carry for you guys. And it was just like a God sent, like just out of nowhere. And then she ended up having another child. So she's 26.
26.
So she's 26. She's got 3 kids. But she was on her 3rd baby right after she had told us that she was going to carry. So she found out she was pregnant, and then had her little baby girl, Marley. And then now she's they're talking about it again and still wanting to carry for us. So they think that they're probably done with their 3 kids already. So that'll probably be their last.
That's so amazing. Just dinner conversation. It's like, hey, I'll have y'all's baby for you.
Yeah,
that's pretty much like
that's
that too.
literally what it was like.
So I got to tell you, for your sister to do this, man, you got to make sure for the rest of y'all's lives, you're always giving her good Christmas presents.
Oh yeah,
you always
absolutely.
get hugging her, kissing her, telling her she's gorgeous, whatever it is. Buy her whatever she wants. Ice cream sundae every time. Because this, is it like she's gonna? That's amazing. She's like, wow. I can't imagine.
It's awesome.
I'll tell you right now, neither one of my sisters would do this crap. No offense, ladies, but that's wild. But that's so wonderful. It's so sacrificial, and obviously it runs in the family. My
family's always been a pretty close-knit family. Even growing up, me and my sister are probably the closest out of. So I'm the oldest of 4 children. And then I have a brother that's 3 years younger than me. And then my sister is actually a twin. So I have a twin brother and sister that are 7 years younger than me. Me and my sister, I think it's just because our personalities are so much alike.
Yeah.
But we're the closest out of, the 4 children. So it did surprise me when she stepped up and said that she wanted to do this. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it didn't surprise me because I know
she's such a great person.
Yeah, she's just a good person.
They have
she's
a great family.
Yeah, she's not selfish. She's very open to all things, So it surprised me, but it didn't surprise me just because we are kind of close anyway. So, but it is awesome that she even is willing to do that for us,
Yeah, she's a freaking saint. A saint. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Is there any other label? A saint. There's probably somebody out there like, I'll tell you what she is. She's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, they don't know what they're talking about. They wouldn't do stuff like that. Major sacrifice. That's incredible. That's really awesome. It's really beautiful. And so you all are running some kind of fundraiser also, correct? For this? Tell us about that. How can people help out with that? Like, where do they go? What's up with that?
So we have a GoFundMe, but then we also have the Facebook fundraiser, which we thought was a little bit better. So you can actually go to our GoFundMe page. But we recommend probably going to the Facebook fundraiser is the easiest way to find us. And so we're doing that right now. We're not really getting too many people so far because we haven't really told too many, and we just like put it out there just with our family. So we'll just see what happens, and if God wants it to happen, then I guess it will.
Yeah, it's on the show here, but when this comes out, I'm gonna have a link, or you guys can send that to me, and I'll have it posted. So people that listen and watch this, if they're interested and they want to follow this and they want to help, then they can go there and
it's totally understandable because right now it's like tough times, and we totally understand that. But if they could share our story, that's really all we ask, is just to get it out there, just so that we can maybe it can happen for us.
Even if somebody was just listening to you all talk about this could inspire somebody else in the same fashion, right?
That's
or if people are like juggling about the idea of carrying a baby for somebody and just all these things, then maybe this would give them a little bit better incentive, just because they see like y'all's passionate about wanting to build your family and all that. And there's something really you guys are a bunch of go-getters. Look at you.
If anybody is wanting to donate, or if you want to share our story or anything like that, if you go to GoFundMe and type in Yocum gestational carrier, or if you go to Facebook and type in Yocum gestational carrier, it's going to pop up. It's going to be one of the fundraisers that they see. Our last name Yocum is spelled Yocum. So if they type in Yocum gestational carrier on either one of those platforms, they'll be able to go straight to the donation page and donate if they would like to. Or like Ashley said, just share
our story. Like,
share our story.
I just need it out there, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Now I'm going to get to the part of the show. I'm going to ask each individual person sitting there, what are they wrestling with in life? What are the personal demons that you are fighting with, specifically, just you? And how are you trying to overcome it? And we'll start with Drew.
Put me on the spot right away. Huh?
Sorry. We can go to Arian if you want to do
it. Let's see. I guess one of the main things that I'm struggling with right now as a parent is just every day is a learning experience of some sort. So I guess my biggest thing would be raising a independent 13-year-old little lady in the world that we live in now. Things aren't the same as when, I'm 33, my wife's 34. It's not the same now as it was when we were growing up. Times are different. You got social media, you got all these other influences, outside influences that are trying to, get into their brains. And then you have, everything that comes along with raising a young woman. They're going through changes as well. So I guess the thing that I struggle with the most is just, raising that woman to be independent in the world that we live in now. But I don't think it's anything that our family can't overcome. Our family has always been on our own because we were in the military. We've moved around so many places, and it's always been the three of us. So we've really grown really, really close over the years. But I guess how I'm dealing with that is just taking some advice from my wife. She's a woman. She was 13 at one point. So she knows kind of what Arian's going through during this period of time in her life, and the hormonal changes and the outside influences and that type of stuff. I guess reading, online, or just taking advice from other parents that have already been there, done that type of thing. So I guess that's one of the things that I struggle with the most right now in my life. But like I said, I don't think there's anything that we can't overcome, especially, if you got God on your side. So
that's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Ashley.
Thank you.
How about you?
I mean, I feel like, in some way, yes, I'm struggling, of course, with the same thing, with parenting and such, especially with a 13-year-old. And she is such a great kid. So she's a very good child. Lucky that we have such a great kid. And she's all about herself. No, I'm just kidding.
I love how she flips the hair back.
She says I know, just flipping the hair and everything else.
See what we're talking about? This is what we're talking about. This is the struggle.
It is what it is. Like, I can't help that. I was awesome as I
The struggle is real.
It's not just only that, but a lot of people don't know this about me. But even though I'm a personal trainer, and when you see me up front and in person, you see me as probably like healthy, fit, 34, and living life from whatever. But really what I found out this year is that I have fibromyalgia. So since I was 18 years old, I struggled with pain in my back. And so when I got pregnant at 21, it was extremely painful for me to carry. So I went through that, and I found out later on that I had degenerative disc disease. And so I was seeing back doctors and everything else to try to take care of my pain. My pain has never subsided. So every day I battle with that, and it's really hard for me. I'm getting all emotional. It's hard. Hold on. Because
you got this.
To wake up in the morning and not be the person that takes your daughter to school and help her get ready in the morning is really hard, because I'm her mother and I'm supposed to be there for her. And sometimes I can't, because when I get out of bed, I struggle with that pain, and that pain is with me all day long. So I don't have a certain time that I go to the gym. I don't have a certain time that I go and do errands. The only time that I can do it is when I have that feeling of relief, which is maybe a minute of my day, I feel like. And it's really hard. There's not a medicine out there that can take that pain away from me. So I have to struggle with that every day of my life to know that it's always going to be here, but I have to make it through the day. I can't let it defeat me, because if I do, then I will never be here for her. I will never be here for my husband, and I will never be there for myself. So I need to get out of bed in the morning and try my best every single day to win the day. And that's what I tell myself, win the day. And that's all I need to do. So that is my struggle. And that is my hardship, is my fibromyalgia, for sure.
Well, Ashley, I think you're a very, very strong
Sorry,
woman.
I got emotional.
No. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you right now, the whole time this was happening, I was in my head and I was like, don't cry, Mitchell. Don't cry, Mitchell. Don't cry, Mitchell.
I'm really bad at that. Holding it in.
But you're a really strong woman, but I think even more importantly, you have a very strong foundation. Very strong foundation with your husband and your daughter, and I feel like you've got a really great support system.
Thank
so I think
you.
you're gonna smash down any of those walls. Arian, last but not least, what are you 13-year-old lady, what are you wrestling with?
School. I don't like
School.
it. I don't want to be there. Literally, I can't even explain to you. I'm in that classroom. The only, I don't even know how to explain it. I'll get yelled at for having my mask down like this. But at the same time, what do you want me to do? Suffocate?
So living through the mask.
So literally, I have to, this is what I do. I'm like, oh, I'm so thirsty. And I'll get out my water and I'll pretend to be drinking it, but really I'm just suffocating inside. So I'm just literally sitting there and I'm like, come on, I really need as much air as I can possibly get. And then my grades, they're good right now, not gonna lie. It's A's, but it's also third week of school. But I struggle with school because I did online. When I tell you it was bad, like I'm not even gonna talk about it, but it was really bad. Because I can't like focus and it's very hard for me, and I'm dealing with anxiety. So it's really hard for me to like kind of cope with that. So I'm constantly like I can't stay still, and I'm just like constantly have to not be on track. So it's like it's really hard in school and stuff. So
Just kind of going.
that's
through
like
the
that's like
stuff.
the main thing that I'm going through.
Yeah.
I think you'll be just fine though. You seem very you got a lot of tenacity and you're real sassy. So I feel like you'll get right through there with no
There's
problems.
no doubt about that.
Pretty awesome.
You guys have been so awesome, and I feel like anybody listening to this or anybody that's watched the video should see how important family is. You know, Confucius was quoted saying once that one of the issues with like nations falling apart and not having a good stronghold on themselves and their people is because at first, like, there needs to be a structure and a foundation built from the family, from the small family, and then that reverberates, you know, sends shockwaves out through it. And I feel like that's one of the biggest important things. Like one of the big issues in our country is just people not having a family, a structured family where everybody's together and like there's a mom and dad and everybody's like fighting in this war together, right? And I feel like that's really important for people to grow. And it,
Absolutely,
like I said, it reverberates. It rubs off. It goes out in the air. It's contagious, and it helps to build better people and a better society. You guys are super wonderful, and I hope
Thanks.
that
Thank you very much.
I hope people that
It was awesome that you had us on your show. We want to thank you. It's
Yeah.
great that you wanted to have us as one of your guests.
Yeah, I'm absolutely honored. When I first met Ashley, a couple months ago in Florida, and she was telling me all that stuff, and I watched the video, I was like, wow, these people are awesome. I can't wait to get them on someday. And so I'm so happy that y'all still kept up and reached out, and this has been really great. Now, one more time before we go, I'm going to get you all to plug in how people can help with your fundraiser and how they can find you on social media and all that stuff. And go ahead.
So if you want to, as far as the fundraisers and donations, like I said, you can go to either GoFundMe or Facebook. You can type in that search bar, Yocum gestational carrier, and that should take you right to our fundraiser on either one of those platforms. Or like I said, you just hit the share button, just get the word out there to people. I think that's the main two ways that it'd probably be the easiest for them to find that fundraiser. If you guys want to, if any of your people that follow you guys, if anybody wants to get on Facebook and add me or add my wife, we are more than willing to have more friends, in our close-knit group. My name is Drew Yocum. It's DREW, and then the last name is spelled YOCUM. You can find me on Facebook. Add, like, and share our stuff, or just reach out and send me a message and say hi.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
had people do that too. So, and then Ashley as well. I mean, if you want to hop on Facebook and find her, it's ASHLEY, same last name, YOCUM, Yocum.
Yeah.
So they can get on there and get in tune with us,
Watch
ask
our
questions.
adoption video and
watch
ask
our-
questions,
yeah.
and we can definitely put you in the right direction with that too.
Yeah.
So
Can I say my
Does she want to say? Yeah, she can say something.
she wanted to say your TikTok is what she wanted to say.
Hey, go
Such
ahead. Go
bad
ahead.
content.
Go
It's
right
just so awesome.
Plug
Go
in your
ahead, go
TikTok.
ahead.
It's cool.
Actually, give me 1 second because
Oh,
I
no.
kind of forgot what it was.
Oh, gee.
Hang on, it only takes me 2 seconds. So y'all just
Yeah, you gotta have that TikTok.
TikTok.
volleyball
The TikTok, I love it.
because I changed it and I can't
Yeah,
change
say
it
it
back.
again.
Yes,
Volleyball 233.
233 volleyball 233.
Watch
Yeah,
her
TikTok.
do all those pantomimes
gosh.
of music and dances, ladies
I
and
know,
gentlemen.
Yeah.
she's
That's
already
pretty
like
great.
an internet celebrity already. So she's keeping it going on
Yeah, she's
TikTok.
got a lot.
Yocum family, you all are so awesome. You're fun. You're all beautiful. Like, if y'all don't do whatever you're doing in life doesn't work out, you can all be models. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Thank you.
And it was such a pleasure to have you guys on. I hope I'd love to have y'all back in the future sometime. Definitely.
Yes,
And I
definitely.
want to keep up
that'd be
Really,
awesome.
with you all.
definitely.
I want to keep up with you all and see where your progress goes about having your baby. And I'm in your corner. I feel like you got
Sounds
this in the
great. I
bag.
appreciate it.
Go Team Yocum. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Wrestling Diaries. That was absolutely amazing. As always, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and a host of all the other plethoras of platforms of podcasts. I'm just getting tongue-tied here with all these things. You got to follow us. Find out something. Find out how you can be inspired and inspire people. And what are you wrestling with, right? This has been an awesome experience for me. So I hope it has been for everyone as well. It's very important. Family is, I mean, I don't care how cliche or cheesy it sounds. Family is like one of the most important things that human beings have in this life, besides time. And people need to spend more time trying to build a good foundation of family. And I feel like the Yocums are a perfect example of that for anybody listening or watching. Tell me, what are you wrestling with? And how can you beat it? One love.